Jordan has been considered a bastion of stability within the Middle East, yet a recent string of attacks have caused the kingdom to rethink its security strategies. In June, an ISIL attack on Jordan's border with Syria killed 6 Jordanian soldiers. Following this, the military sent in massive reinforcement and declared its borders closed military zones, adding that any individuals or vehicles approaching its borders without prior approval will be considered hostile targets. Yet while the kingdom focuses on the external threats, concern is growing over Jordan's internal dangers.
I consider the most dangerous threat in the region is the internal threat. When people, they believe what the outsiders or the externals they have in their ideology and what they have to accomplish. The only threat I consider if the threat is coming from the internal of the Jordanian society.
Around 2,000 Jordanians have joined ISIL in Syria, according to government sources, and analysts say a further 10,000 conservative jihadists remain across the Hashemite kingdom. Despite a population of just 8.1 million people, Jordan ranks third behind Saudi Arabia and Tunisia for the number of foreign fighters in the Middle East. Most are from economically marginalized towns such as Irbid, Zarqa, and Ma'an.
Ma'an is a city in central Jordan where many residents are said to sympathize with the ideology of ISIL. One reason for this could be the city's high unemployment rate. 1 out of 4 people living here is said to be living below the poverty line.
A man can hardly take care of his own future, and since there are no jobs, men are finding it very difficult to support themselves and their families.
ISIL have been known to pay their fighters as much as $1,500 a month. Earlier this year in the northern city of Irbid, Jordan's security forces took down an ISIL sleeper cell in an 11-hour firefight. 7 terrorists and 1 army officer were killed, while weapons and explosives were seized. This forced the country to take action, says retired Brigadier General Al-Zaban.
Ministry of Youth, the Jordanian government have established a counter-radical ideology program, which is it's very essential to educate the Jordanians and the youth about this kind of ideology. Even the army, the law enforcement units, even if they are trained very good in a good way to fight this kind of threat, but the only method which is I believe in it is to counter the ideology with the ideology.
Yet despite all these measures, Jordan still remains vulnerable as high unemployment, restrictions on political expression, and sectarian warfare continues in neighboring Syria and Iraq. And Jordan's struggle to host more than 600,000 Syrian refugees is also adding pressure to growing anxieties. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Jordan.